Oh, I'm sure I'm gonna get a heck of a lot of looks. Always do. But the thing people don't understand is right here, this road is open to hiking, bikes, horse, motorcycles, and ATVs. Yes, even ATVs. So, if they don't like it, too bad. It's not a hiking road. I always say that. So, and I will always remind, because if somebody stumbles across my video on the Collapse Gold Camp Tunnel, then maybe they'll learn something. Be like, oh, really? I didn't know that. Yes, it's a road. If they wanted to, they could reopen this. Oh, you're good. Oh, you're good. You're good. People are weird. And you get a weird look too. It's like they walk in and they didn't look at any of the signs, which I find kind of baffling. If I'm in an area I've never been before, I always look at the signs. And they're right at the beginning when you're going to look at them. For as many vehicles there are, maybe they're up on the hiking trails. Usually there's more back here for the over the tunnel. Okay, that's cool. They stopped. They pulled over. Thank you. Woohoo. Well, that wasn't bad. They seemed friendly. They smiled. You get a lot of people that just, yeah, they don't. So awesome start of the day right there. No issues. I still have to be semi-careful because they bus load people up here, drop them off at the top, so they just ride downhill. And usually they're tourists, so their skill level on a mountain bike might not be really great. New Tech Tubeless sent me a tubeless system for the rear of the bike. They just sent me one, so I have to put that in and run that. That's going to be a lot of fun. Obviously, if I have tubeless and my own personal bikes, so I'm familiar with it. I like it. I love it. You know, I think of big mooses and stuff, and then I'm like, yeah, I have no problem with the tubeless system. Some people have had issues where the high pressure bladder blows, and then you have to pull out the whole system and try to pack that out, which is kind of a pain in the butt. And you know, install a tube on trail. Hopefully carry around a rim lock. I do actually carry around rim locks in my Climb Arsenal vest, just for that reason, the rear and the front. So if I had to switch back over, I could easily make it legit and not worry about not having a rim lock. Especially if it's the rear tire. The front I'd probably be okay, you know. Front doesn't get as much torque, so it's just riding normal. You're probably good. It's not going to really spin on the rim. So yeah, the tubeless system has been sitting there for a few days. Usually I'm pretty quick on these things. Just like, I should probably just order a different rear tire, because I always tell you put it with a fresh tire. And I'm thinking about trying that Tusk, you know, rear tire. the Recon or whatever, I don't know, the hybrid. I've seen a video that he didn't like it, but he was in open desert, and then Morgan at Highland Cycle, he's an awesome guy, an awesome rider, used it in like Rocky Nari single track all day, and he loved it. So let's see, this looked like a mini bike. So I figured I'd try it. So the leaves are changing. That's pretty cool. We're in that time of the year. Videos should look pretty good. Awesome. Awesome fall colors. This time of the year, as it gets cooler, dang deer, standing on the side of the road. Get off my road, deer. I'm gonna eat you. It becomes fall. The leaves change. Yeah, you get people out on the main roads, but it gets cooler. As it gets cooler, there's less people. So man, this bike is working out pretty good. I mean, yeah, it has that little seat, but I guess some years they had a bad sealing of the gasket, so I just need to do the gasket and seal it. They just told me to take it in, or I could do it myself. I hope it's just that spot and not around the sprocket. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty simple. I mean, I can do it myself, so. But I could take it in, and then it's just 100% obviously free. My labor, if I do it in probably coolant, possibly, or is that a oil return line? I'm not sure what that one is. But yeah. The rest of the bike's been working out great. I only lightly dropped the bike once from a standstill, lost balance. Can't really talk about the guards working great or not, but I have them on my XR forever. They are awesome. Front tire is chunking. Oh, see, there's a piece of rubber. Rear tire, K270. Some people like it, some people don't. Seems to be working on this bike. Obviously, you're rounded knobs, but you're going to get that with any tire after just a little use. Still has pretty good tread. Haven't used the tire that long, nor am I really tracking the mileage. I just slapped it on. Like I said, I might get the Tusk Recon tire and put that tubeless system in, and then maybe just swap this over to the XR at some point just to burn it down to get rid of it. Brake pads look good. Everything looks fine. No issues here. As far as I know, fan's been working, cooling system's working fine. You know, I topped it off in before Idaho, and it did need a little coolant. I probably, when it got hot that day, probably did lose some, which is understandable. So, need to check. I need to be better at just popping this when it's cold and checking it more often on all bikes. The Voyager, I'm getting used to. Still don't like that there's no base map race, so no streets. What else? That's about it. In sun mode, I tend to bump it occasionally, but it's like if it was my bike, it's almost just leave it in sun mode. Or mount this, hide a switch away or something. Maybe make a mount for a switch and put it back here, or you know, just somewhere where you're not going to bump it real easy. Could always move that to, like, the gas is down below, maybe move it around that line down back here or something. Then you, like, physically have to hit it, you know, put it on the backside, sun, or, I mean, I don't know if it changes that much. I think I did notice a little bit difference when it gets flipped to rain, like, the power is a little different, but it's not drastic, and I guess the idea is it would just be a little different. It's not going to be a drastic change. I do like the fact that the grip here is on top. You don't have to reach under. That's pretty cool. Taking the seat off is cool with the button. That sticker, like I said earlier, I had to remove. Just boot caught it and just pulled it up. So I guess that's a problem, though. The other ones are staying on, so there you have it. This seemed kind of flimsy how it popped in and stuff, and there's kind of a gap there for fit and finish. But yeah, it stayed. Long term, like 10 years down the road, I don't know. As long as they keep making parts, plastic for it, then I guess it doesn't matter. Eventually you'd get new plastic anyways. Before you operate your Beta, see, I didn't even take off their sticker. Always wear an approved motorcycle helmet, eye protection, and protective clothing. That's right, you should wear clothing too. A lot of people forget that stuff. You see them in jeans. I still haven't got I paid for the stickers. Colorado just takes so long. I don't know why they take so long to get you stickers. I got the Idaho one on here. I got the papers in my wallet still. So, yeah. I guess I'll continue on. Everyone's always looking for the longest lasting tire too. Like, I don't know, if you're riding the bike, any type of riding I do, forget the long lasting tires. I used to get really good mileage out of all my tires on my XR 650R when I first got the bike. Because, you know, I was riding more as a dual sport, and I was more or less just cruising like this. I was rarely ever gunning it, and I was just riding. Now I have more fun. I gas it, I slide the rear end, I brake harder. I ride totally different. So mileage is very dependent, so it's really hard to have somebody tell you how many miles you're going to get out of a tire. Unless they have the same riding style as you and even the same bike. A heavier bike is going to put more pressure on a tire. And if the person's a throttle happy rider and they're on a 1090R KTM, they're going to be burning through a tire versus a KLR 650, although usually we don't compare those tires because they come even close to the same size. But I think you get what I mean. It's like, I don't want to be in your dust the whole way. Yeah, I don't want to be in your dust, boy. It's like, he's probably like, and now passengers, that's an Oregon dude. Although he saw me, I'm pretty sure he probably saw me and he sped up. He probably doesn't want his passengers to be in dust. That's pretty windy. There's not going to be all too much dust back there hanging around. And that's what you get for coming in an open-aired Jeep, you know. But these tour people, these outfitters, think they own the mountain now. Just because, oh, we pay a lot of money for, you know, our outfitter license. It's like, what? I don't care. It's public lands. In fact, that's kind of the downfall of this area, is that they started, like, doing all these tours. Whoa. No. Oh, I'm gonna squeeze on through. Fucking moron. Yeah, parks right in front of the fucking trail. Oh, look, somebody took our sticker off again. It's a trail. Stupid people from Nevada. Hey, just me. But there's guys shooting across this trail right at the end.
Did you talk to them?
No, because they were up the hill.
Okay, they're shooting down towards the road?
No, they're shooting up, but they're like laying across this trail. So just be careful. I got their plate number, but they're from Nevada, so I'll
They're laying on the trail.
yeah, it looks like they're laying on the trail because all their stuff, guns are set up on the ground, and it looks like, yeah, and they were hanging targets up the hill. So you meet nice people on bikes. What do people talk about? Oh, the mountain bikers are so... Yeah, so, just like anyone. I mean, honestly, I've met a lot of bad riders, too. So, or maybe not necessarily meet. I've just seen people out riding really bad. Most people I've met have been really good. Now, you know, we might not be a good mix for how we... You know, trying to go down this, it's not that hard, but as I talk. So I'm taking it like safe, because I'm like yapping. But yeah, the people I've met, you know, there's people that I've never ridden again with, just because I think they didn't like that, hey man, this guy rides some hard stuff. But yeah, that's just riding style. But, you know, everyone's different in that regard, but I don't think I've met outrightly horrible people where they're doing something crazy.